All right, hey everybody, how you guys doing today? Welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews. I'm David, that is Scott, and we want to say thank you very much for watching us. Appreciate your time and effort to be here. And don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, the share button. Hit us with a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you can review us and leave us a good review. Please do so. It helps us get out there, and we're more easily found that way. This week's review, to get back on the subject of reviewing, because that's why you're here, to listen to the witty banter. And
yeah, that's what it is. That's why I'm sure that's why people turn in.
As Johnny Dangerously says. Welcome again, and the movie we're going to watch is Johnny Dangerously.
Johnny Dangerously. Holy crap. I didn't realize how many times I'd seen this movie till I'm watching it yesterday, and I'm quoting the motherfucker as it happens. Your testicles and you. It's like, there is, okay, for those of you who don't know, Johnny Dangerously came out in the 80s, and this is basically your spoof movie of mobster movies.
Of old gangster flicks.
Old gangster movies. And it becomes very evident that they pulled from Cagney in here with all the James Cagney references in it. Even with the movies playing and Johnny's little
to the mom.
But to the mom, instead of just a little, he just takes a swing at her, man. It's just, but anyway, the thing about this movie is, if you want to see it, you're going to have to find the DVD. This is not available for streaming. I don't know why, but Amazon at least has the DVDs. And this is one of the things I sent you yesterday. It really cracked me up when I launched the DVD and it pulled up a newspaper. And I forget what it said. Some play it, ice hole.
Ice hole. You need to, as you're doing this, you need to throw
I'll try and remember
that screen up, because that's just too damn funny.
Yeah, play it, ice hole. I was like, what? I was hoping there were special features, but there wasn't. But there were movie trailers for movies that came out at the time on the DVD, and it cracked me up. Like, dude, where's my car? It's like, what the fuck?
Some of the movies that were out about the same time this DVD came out. Johnny Dangerously. It had. Let me go to the cast real quick.
Oh, a hell of a cast.
Oh my gosh. It had Michael Keaton as the titular character, Johnny Dangerously. Joe Piscopo as Danny Vermin.
Danny Vermin.
My father hung me on a hook once. If you guys, anybody out there that just loves comedy, and gangster comedies especially, this is, for me, this is right up there, or Oscar, the movie Oscar with
God, I haven't seen that forever. Yeah,
is up there. These two movies are two of my favorite spoof gangster movies of all time. Maureen Stapleton as Ma Kelly. You had Peter Boyle as Jocko Dundee, who is the gang that Johnny Dangerously is in, and then eventually takes over.
Peter Boyle was always good for a laugh. One of my favorite movies with Peter Boyle is The Dream Team, which is, again, Michael Keaton taking some mentally ill patients to a ball game.
I forgot about that.
And he thinks he's God or Jesus or something. He's running around naked all the time. It's so funny. Yeah, The Dream Team's a great one. But anyway.
I forgot about that one. It's a good movie. It's a very good movie. Griffin Dunn as Tommy Kelly, the younger brother. Glynis O'Connor.
Oh, my God. Mary Margaret Catherine Denise.
No, Glynis O'Connor was Sally. That was Tommy Kelly's.
Oh, that was her. Okay, I thought it was the old lady. Okay.
Dom DeLuise. No, we're getting there. Richard Dimitri was Roman Troy Maroney.
Oh, that ice hole.
Danny DeVito was what was he?
He was the DA. Yeah.
Okay. Ron Carey was the. He used to be in. What show was he in? I wrote it down. Barney Miller.
Oh.
He was one of the uniform cops in Barney Miller. So damn funny. Dick Butkus, Ray Watson. I mean, holy crap! Alan Hale made an appearance. The skipper from Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, he was like the police dispatcher. Calling all cars. Black
here it
sedan.
Is. Sooty Bond was the lady's name.
That was her? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I love that character in this movie so much.
So damn funny. And she's the one with the Mary Catherine Deneuve. But oh my God, the character actors, there were more people in there that I'm just not going to go through the whole cast. My God, they were hysterical, every one of them.
The newspaper guy looked very familiar.
Mary Lou Henner. Yeah, that was Ray. Oh shoot, where is he? I just lost it. Ray Watson.
One of the things about this movie, it is a spoof movie, but it's not. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. It's not a constant setup of jokes. It's just a funny movie that they found some humor in things. And it starts,
to me, it's a silly story.
It's very silly. And the way it starts just really sets you up for it with the 1930 or whatever logo on the street, and cars are going by. Then all of a sudden it gets hit by a car and crashes. It's like, what? What am I seeing here? Michael Keaton running a pet store. He's labeling dogs and stuff. Like
he's got the old ticker.
Yeah, he's
labeling dogs. That's one of my notes that I actually wrote down. There's
a sign in that pet store for the rabbits that they had for sale. It said guaranteed to multiply. I spent my time in this movie looking for stuff in the background, and they went all out on set design.
Yeah, one of my notes is this is a movie you have to watch, like the old Police Squad series and the old Police Squad movies. You have to watch them. You have to pay attention. And I don't mean like study it, like sit there and stare at it.
No.
But if you look away, you'll hear somebody laughing, and as you look back, it's too late. You've missed the visual, and it's a lot of visual background jokes. Just a lot of shit going on.
There's a lot of shit going on, and I know I missed
really
stuff.
Funny.
Yeah.
Like Dom DeLuise as the Pope.
And I'm the Pope.
And I'm the Pope. Hey, Padre, Pope, what's going on?
And he just holds out his hand.
Branch of the Vatican. I love whenever everybody. The whole thing is the character of Johnny Dangerously becomes a gangster because his mom's always sick, and he's always got to get an operation for his mom.
What is it, Doc?
And it's always just out of reach, so he has to be a gangster. And it
starts at $49. By the time the movie's over, we're in the tens of thousands of dollars for this doctor's procedures.
It'd be nice to see Ma spit again.
Yeah. It's her salivary gland. What is it? Oh, we can't find it.
Yeah, we can't find it. We have to go look for it. Oh, but the funny thing is, Johnny Dangerously comes back to town, or comes back to the old neighborhood to visit his mom and see his little brother. And everybody's like, hey, it's Johnny Dangerously. And he's like, hey, everybody. And he gets up on these stairs, and he calls everybody in the town over to him, like in the little neighborhood. He's like, hey,
the old lady's sliding down the...
Yeah.
Down the gutters.
Yeah, Mrs. O'Malley, come on down.
Coming down the pipes.
She gets on the pipe and slides down.
At times, that kind of shit reminded me of like Kung Fu Hustle. Just crazy shit going on in the background.
And he has to remind everybody. Now here I'm just plain old Tommy Kelly or whatever his name is. He goes, I'm not Johnny Dangerously. And he's like, now let me hear you say it. And the whole town says it. You're not Johnny Dangerously. You're Johnny Kelly. Mild mannered, whatever.
Yeah, and I'm the Pope.
And I'm the Pope. He's like, hey, Padre. It's the whole setup. All these jokes.
Yeah,
they're perfectly set up. Like whenever he's hitting on Mary Lou Henner. I mean, you couldn't have got a hotter broad to play that part at this time. And he's got the business card, and he's like putting it in her little side of her breast. And she's like, are you getting excited? Is this doing something for you? And he's like, oh, this is the first time I ever had to take this card away. And he's all being the, Mr. Tough Guy. Yeah. And he walks away, does a little trick with the hat, and puts the hat on, and walks away.
Yeah, rolls that hat up.
And Mary, she's just standing there looking at him like, what a jerk. And as she turns around to look at the camera, you can see her just like, oh, like she's in love. She gets this expression on her face like, holy crap, I can't believe I played it so cool. And her expression only lasts like a second, but it's perfect. You know exactly what that character's going through that character's head at that point,
I love it when Johnny and Lil is her name, I think.
Yeah, Lil Sheridan.
Are leaving, and they go for a walk, and the next thing you know, they've walked all the way from New York to Jersey through the tunnel, everything, and he's like, Where are we?
Yeah, the sun's come up. He's like, where the hell are we? And it's the typical getting to know you banter. They're talking
it's
back
just
and
talking.
forth.
It's nice, and it's like,
Just
where the
walking.
hell are we?
And they're standing there, they're up like on a sand dune on the beach. Where the hell are we?
We walked
And
hundreds
Mary
of
Lou Henner,
miles.
it's the first time she's looked around too. She's like,
That is the kind of humor that's in here. This is a fun movie.
yeah,
God, I love it. But it's the story of Johnny who he's trying to take care of his family. He's done everything he's done for mom and his little brother Tommy.
right.
And Tommy ends up working his way up to be the DA because he wants to take down crime, and he has no clue his brother's the biggest gangster in New York.
Yeah. And that's his target. He wants Johnny Dangerously.
Yeah, and it's his brother the whole time. Yeah, but the one of the funniest setups is his brother's going to quit law school because he wants to get laid. He wants to get married and get laid. And mom sees through it. He's like, Mom, I don't want to talk about it. She's like, what? You want to get laid? Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, you want to bop the banga banga bang.
Yeah.
I
So funny.
I like whenever Johnny's introducing himself to Lil. He's like, yeah, I'm Johnny Dangerously. And she looks at him, she goes, you know your last name's an adverb? And he just sits there, he thinks about it for a second. He's like, oh, yeah.
That's slick. Just leaving that pause there. We got to experience that joke and just kind of ride with it. It was
perfect. Good. Because I remember the first time I saw that, and I just sat there and thought for a second, I was like, oh, shit, she's right. And about the time I was thinking, oh, shit, she's right.
He's thinking
Johnny Dangerous is he's going, oh shit, she's right.
I would love, and I haven't looked to see, the DVD didn't have any special features, and I didn't look for any. But I would love to know how much of this movie was improv.
I was wondering that because I know that Joe Piscopo was stand up. I know that Michael Keaton was a stand up comedian. I know Mary Lou Henner did Broadway.
Yeah, so there's some quick minds there.
So you got some good people, right? I mean, those three people alone could probably improv most of this movie.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they could.
At least most of their lines. But I wonder because
I wonder just how much was really not written. Yeah. It's really good. The energy's great. Piscopo as Danny Verman is awesome.
Oh, my God! Now, did you take? I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, what?
You.
Okay. So Danny Verman, one of the things that is funny, I used to find a really funny line, actually made me cringe now.
What's that?
When he pulls out that big gun, it's an 88 Magnum. It'll shoot through a school. Okay, it's funny, but given it light,
it's funny,
dude. It is. And I'm
even
not saying
in today's world, it's still a funny.
But
line.
It gave me pause. It's like,
yeah,
ooh. We didn't have to think about school shootings when this movie came out, but now it's like, that's interesting.
Well, technically, we didn't have all the mental cases on the streets either. We had mental institutions where they were locked away.
And that, friends, is a whole nother podcast of why there are no more mental institutes.
We're gonna come up to that on our new show.
Yeah,
but
it could be aliens.
Oh, folks, we got a whole new show. It's got nothing to do with movie reviews. We're working on it now. When we're ready, we'll let you know everything that's going on. But it's all this weird shit that we love to talk about on the sides here for moments, and then we come back.
Now we're going to talk about it on the air.
Yeah, with this one, we're just going to take it and go with it. I like how he shows his brother the STD video. Yeah. Like you were talking about it a little bit. Your testicles and you.
What a great video. That shit is so funny. These men walking around with these giant balls out in front of them like they're about to explode. And the little cartoon is great.
Oh, shit. I didn't write it down. The National Institute of Balls or something like that.
It was. Testes, yeah, Testes and then the outside, they had like balls.
Oh, God. And Mary Lou Henner singing the Danny, or not Danny. She was singing the Dangerously song.
Yeah.
I want to live dangerous. And I was sitting there thinking last night, this first time that I actually paid attention to it, she never says Johnny Dangerously. I always remember her saying, I want to be with Johnny Dangerously, but it's not. All she says is dangerously.
Right.
And you listen to that words and you listen to that music, it would have fit perfectly in that time period
It
in
would
real
have.
life.
It would have. It sounds like it's an old classic there. It's
Yeah,
just, it sounds like another tune, and then one I'm having trouble grabbing and figuring out
right,
what it is. But yeah,
right.
it definitely does.
But she did such a good job on that. Her voice fit that song perfectly.
Yeah. Just the amount of actors in here. One of the things that just really cracked me up is Danny DeVito when Johnny figures out that the DA, played by Danny DeVito, tried to kill his brother. So they meet up. They meet.
You gotta back up for just a second. Danny Verman wants to kill Johnny's
There we
brother.
go.
He
Go ahead.
doesn't know that it's Johnny's brother. He just wants to kill the DA to clean, so because he's getting too close. Johnny Dangerously's out of the office. The DA's been trying to make a deal. They're showing the DA trying to make a deal with Johnny's brother. Johnny's brother won't do it. He leaves. So the DA calls Johnny Dangerously, to find out what he wants me to do.
Yeah.
Danny
And Vermin.
Verman answers the phone. He's like, hello? Yeah, yeah. Well, he's not making the deal. You want me to kill him? Hold on. Hey, Johnny, he won't make the deal. You want him to kill him? Kill him. And he goes, kill him. He says, go ahead and kill him.
I thought so. I've already taken care of it.
Verman's like, yeah, he says, kill him. I just love that whole scene. He's like, yeah, kill him. He says, kill him. Just so
Piscopo is awesome in this. Danny Verman is such a great character. Such a great name. Such a great name. But
God.
So he takes Danny DeVito's character out to eat and gives him a gift of a red smoking jacket. Now, if you don't get this joke, go on YouTube and look up the Schlitz malt liquor commercials where a bull crashes through.
Oh my God.
Crashes through a bar. That's exactly what happens. He sets him up with a nice red jacket like a Red Bull, and well, that's how he's killed.
And I've made this joke, or I've referred to this joke before. It's the guy who played Lando Calrissian was in a lot
Billy
of these
D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams, and I had said that if in that third travesty of a movie or second travesty of a Star Wars movie, that's seventh, eighth, or ninth one, if they would have had Billy D. Williams at that bar, and when that herd of things was running through, they should have busted through the bar.
Yes.
I was always like, that was perfect. That's your Billy D. Williams moment and a joke all in the same day. And he could have just been drinking going, baby, I've seen this before. This is familiar. 10 people per audience would have got it, but enough people would have made reference to it that it would have been great. And they would have been perfect.
And honestly, it might have helped that movie greatly because when they got to that, I fully expected Billy D. And I don't want to go off on Star Wars because I hate that fucking movie.
We've covered that, folks.
Yeah, go back and watch. We covered every Star Wars film. So,
but I just see that and I always think of that like, oh, why didn't they do that? Oh, Billy D. They could have, even in this movie, they should have had Billy D. Williams in the background.
Wouldn't that be great? But it was pretty much that setup. This is a fun 80s movie. It's
definitely an 80s movie. Not as raunchy, but it's
not. It was obviously designed to be more family friendly. The humor was toned down. It wasn't.
Still had some dick and fart jokes, for lack of a better term.
But it's definitely PG. It's definitely. Speaking of dick jokes, let's talk about Peter Boyle, Jocko Dundee's bathroom billing up. Okay. All right. So Maroney is still just going hard at Dundee and his gang, and he's just blowing up cars. There's all out warfare in the streets. And they send a plumber in who actually plants a bomb in Dundee's toilet. Dundee goes to the bathroom. There's a huge explosion. Peter Boyle comes out and he's holding the flush handle in his hand, and it is very phallic shaped. And he's like, he looks at it and he's like in full panic. My dork! I'm standing here with my dork in my hand.
Johnny's trying to call him.
He's like, that's not your dork.
Look, it's the toilet chain pull. It's all right. It's all right.
He's like, it's not worth living anymore.
Yes, my life's over. I'm standing here with my dork in my hand.
It's so funny. And it's at that point that Jocko Dundee steps down, hands over the magic or the symbolic cigarette case, which is interesting. Johnny puts gum in it.
Yeah, because he doesn't
Oh, that was
smoke.
cool. No,
I love
no.
the joke about smoking. Was right before Johnny walks in, the guy gets shot in the chest, and he's like, everybody's smoking when Johnny walks
Yeah,
in.
everybody's coughing. You
He
can't see in
breaks
the room.
he breaks the fourth wall by looking right at the camera, saying, "Hey kids, don't smoke. It's not cool, and it gives you stinky breath. You want to be like Johnny Dangerously." And he opens up his thing, chews some gum,
Taps
and
a
he puts
piece
it,
of gum.
smoking will kill you. And on cue, the guy behind him falls down dead from being shot in the chest. But he looks over and says, "See."
It's little shit like that.
Runs much better than what I just said, but it's so fucking funny. It's just perfectly timed. That whole skit is perfectly timed. And crazy Danny Verman. Joe Piscopo, he didn't do enough movies. He did another movie with Danny DeVito, and for the life of me, I can't remember it. He did two more that I'm aware of. Did one where he was like a zombie, like either he or his partner died.
Huh.
I want to say it was him, but I could be wrong. And then there's another one where him and Danny DeVito are trying to be made men. And
that sounds familiar.
Like they have to go against the mob at some point or something. It's a comedy. It's just very funny.
DeVito's character was funny because I forgot that he was gay.
I know. And
he just wanted to go away to the islands with Johnny. And it's like, oh, this is great. This is fucking brilliant.
Johnny, we'll go to the islands. Yeah, well, maybe later.
Now, for our younger audiences, you need to understand the 80s was not a very safe time for gay people. So when you saw gay people, it was to make a joke of this is pretty cutting edge at the time, or just kind of edgy. Now it's like, what's the big deal? Well, it was a big deal then, and that's why it worked. It was funny. So
it's still funny. I mean, his character is just it's still hysterical the way he acted, the way, and just being such a bad killer. I mean, he fails miserably at killing Johnny Dangerously's brother.
Well, Danny DeVito is a brilliant actor, so he brings so much to it. So
that floor cleaning lady kills me.
She's one of my favorites in there because when okay, there's a lady in here that works in the courthouse, and
she's just swearing.
She's mopping up, and Vermin and his henchman comes with him, and they walk across our mop floor. She lets loose with every racial epitaph imaginable.
Everyone.
These guys. And it's just like, I'm sitting there like, oh my God.
She did not leave out one race that I'm aware of. She covered everybody because she didn't know who walked past her.
No, she
didn't know whether it was an Italian guy. She didn't know whether it was a Chinese guy. So she just used every insult against every race.
It was so funny. And then she does it to Johnny when he comes by. And it's just so funny.
Well, because after Johnny gets set up, Vermin and his friend are leaving, and the lady starts to call him names again. He stops. He says, "What'll it take for you to forget that that I was ever here?" $17,000. He whips out this big wad of money and says, "Here you go." She's like, "Oh, I'm having a good day."
Her day gets even better when Ma Kelly goes to see her.
Ma Kelly. What do we have in common? Well, we're both good lookers. And neither one of us is Chinese. Well, you've got a lot to say there, Ma Kelly.
Neither one of us are Chinese. I love that. That's the kind of fucking humor I just dig, man.
And it had nothing to do with anything. And then it's funny
just like, what?
Because Ma Kelly says, "What will it take for you to tell the truth?" $12,000. Here's $12,000. She's like, "I'm having a really good day."
Yeah, Ma Kelly just happened to have that wad of cash. There you go.
Wad of cash, man.
And speaking of Ma Kelly, when they get to the theater, and I'm jumping ahead a bit. They're at the theater, and she's at the concession stand. It's like, I have some popcorn, some Milk Duds, and a whitefish. And the camera pans down. There's some fucking whitefish like in a grocery store. And it's like, it's so out of place. It's funny. That's the kind of shit that just hits you. It's like, it doesn't make sense, and it works so well.
And when Ma Kelly's talking to Mary Lou Henner's character, Lil, at one point, she's like, I just want you to know, darling, if you're going to be married into the family, I go both ways.
You're like a daughter to me.
And Mary Lou Henner's character's like, oh, okay. Just kind of turns around. She's got nothing to say.
So off the wall. And it's stuff like that. It makes me wonder, is like, did she just come up with that on the spot?
There's no telling, because that woman is just an extreme actor.
Oh, absolutely.
It's I forgot what movie it's in, but there's one where she's sitting in the back at a funeral. It's the very beginning, and she's like sitting there talking to somebody. She's like, "Are you okay, Ma?" And she says, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm just thinking. What are you thinking about?" She says, "If he didn't shoot if he shot the sheriff, but he didn't shoot the deputy, who did?" And this is a completely different movie, but every time I see Stapleton in a movie, I think of that movie. Like, oh my God, she was always known for being such a serious actress. So when you see her in a comedy, you're like, holy crap, this woman
she's great,
anything.
Man. She is absolutely great
brilliant.
in this.
I Johnny Dangerously getting the message that his brother's going to be killed at
the grapevine
at the theater. They send the parrot with the message. The parrot flies into the prison,
delivers the message.
Lands. He doesn't go to Johnny and tell Johnny. He lands like 30 prisoners down at the bench where they're eating, and everybody's whispering, whatever the.
And the story's changing as they're whispering along.
And by the time it gets to Johnny, it's something to the effect of Johnny's gonna kill.
Well, it's actually Johnny and the Mothers are playing at the Savoy tonight.
Yeah, that's it. Vermin's going to kill my brother at the Savoy. That's not what I said.
Yeah, I know this grapevine.
I love it. And the guy just looks at him like, oh, yeah.
When Johnny is going to the electric chair, planning his escape, the priest, I love. You got to listen to what he's saying. Auntie Meridian, Uncle Meridian, all the little Meridians. And he just keeps going through shit like that over and over. And it's like, what is he saying? And one of the things about this movie, and we talked earlier about the background, you've got to listen to what people are saying as well. Yeah. It's just, there's joke upon joke. This is so smart.
What they're saying, and then what the meaning is behind what they're saying. Is just the super humor in all of this.
There's a lot of innuendo.
A lot of innuendo. Oh my God.
It's great. It's like some old ass Bugs Bunny.
It is. This show, if you like comedy, if you like Michael Keaton, God, I can't recommend.
He's very young in this.
Yeah. And he's got the eye makeup on, just like they used to put on in the old gangster.
Yeah, he's got a lot of eyeshadow on, a lot of mascara or whatever.
But he plays that part well. He's just like, he does the little Cagney.
Well, let's talk about that. Yeah. When we watched Public Enemy, James Cagney movie, set during Prohibition, around this time period as well, I had mentioned, I said, my God, I know where Michael Keaton got his inspiration for Johnny Dangerously.
Absolutely.
And son of a bitch, it is true, because not only does he have his mannerisms, he speaks with his pattern a little bit, and then when they go to the theater, what's playing? The Roaring Twenties, James Cagney. Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, really? Yeah, it's Cagney. All the way down to the little thing.
Yeah,
like,
the little nudge on the cheek, but he's punching his mouth.
But he's doing
really knocking her one, man. And she's like, one of these days, I'm going to kick that little son of a bitch's ass.
Ma Kelly.
Ma Kelly. Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, you got to know, he had to have been a big fan.
Yeah.
Had to have been a big fan. Just Cagney. Yeah. What a freaking actor.
And so I thought it was great. It's like, oh my God, I did not realize, because I had forgot that they would reference Cagney in this movie, and son of a bitch, they did. So it's
lot.
Yeah, a lot. Well, I mean,
and it worked. It all works.
It was perfect.
This whole movie just works. There are some movies that you can look at as a comedy and go, oh, with just a twist, just one little twist, you can make this a serious movie. This movie was not one of those movies. This movie was you would have had to have 15 rewrites, and it would have destroyed the movie to try and even make it halfway serious.
And that's one of the things that makes it work so well, is that it's the writing is so layered, it's so deep, the jokes are set up in advance. It's just brilliantly written. And I need to look up the director. I forget her name.
Oh, I
Who did
forgot.
this? I need to see what other movies that she's done, if she's done anything else like this, because this was really, really smart.
Well, I like the very beginning whenever he's talking about all the immigrants coming in, and there was a law passed that all the immigrants had to be out on the streets for at least 4 hours a
And
day,
wear hats.
and they had to wear hats because everybody's got a hat on. The streets are so crowded.
If you like Mystery Science Theater 3000, that's the type of humor you're going to see here. It's
Yeah.
the little,
Yeah.
just little funny shit of observation, and it's just it's pretty cool.
We still
cool.
got to do that one movie on the new Mystery Science Theater 3000. We still have to review that one movie. We're gonna have to go back to that after our Halloween movies, or maybe for one of the Halloween movies.
Let's do it.
Bad idea. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I did notice something. This has got nothing to do with the movies or what we're gonna do, but in the background, over your right shoulder, leaning up, yeah, over there.
Over here.
Is that a poster? Is that one of our posters?
That is the poster that you modeled our logo off of.
Is that
That is the poster.
No shit, that's funny. I gotta see that. Oh shit, it is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's funny. Boy, I didn't travel too far from the original, did I?
No, you did. I sent that to you. I said, "Hey, here's some inspiration." Yeah, so it's a great poster. It's a great poster. So, final thoughts on Johnny Dangerously.
Oh, folks, you got to watch Johnny Dangerously. I want to see who did the real quick. Cinematography is David M. Walsh. Country box office. Where are you? Screenplay. They only list 2 people here for the screenplay, but I thought I saw 4 people.
Right.
Harry Colomby and Jeff Harris, but I thought I saw 4 people. Maybe the other 2 are the story by Bernie Kukoff and Norman Steinberg. It was directed by Amy Heckerling.
Yes.
Now I know that name from a lot of other stuff.
I'm about to look her up real quick. Clueless, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Look Who's Talking. Oh
my
wow.
God. National Lampoon's European Vacation.
Oh, son of a bitch. Night at the
Night
Roxbury.
at the Roxbury?
Well, I am impressed. Way to go, Amy. I did not realize all those movies were hers. Very cool.
Crazy stuff. But yeah, I absolutely 100% say watch this movie if you want a good laugh. And honest to God, because of the time we live in, I try and find stuff that some dummy may be offended by. And I'm hard pressed. I'm like, I don't see it. If somebody watches this and is offended, I got nothing for you. Go see a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I don't know, because there's nothing offensive about.
There really isn't. There really isn't.
The testes is a little tongue in cheek, but they showed a lot of STD shows in school and stuff.
Dude, that felt just like the shit we saw in school.
Yeah, it's just crazy. You know
what I remember from the school videos, and I'm going to go off on a small rant, and I apologize in advance.
We need to rant.
Every year, we would see these videos. They'd get us all out in the hallway of the school because it was great big, and set up a screen,
right,
and everybody could watch. But it was the aftermath of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Right.
I saw so many children with their flesh being peeled off and such gore and graphic stuff that honestly, as a Gen Xer, I don't think you can offend me. So that's all I'm going to say. We've seen some shit, y'all. How about the driver's ed videos of people being splattered? That's a great
they're
one.
showing the dead bodies and the heads half hanging off.
Yes,
Well, this vehicle went under a truck, and you're like, Jesus, man, I'm 8 years old. I'm 9, 10 years old. Why are you?
You want to know why we're fucked up and don't care?
My parents won't even show me this shit. Why are you showing it? Why do you think it's okay, little Miss College tuition fucking reimbursed bitch? Tell me it's okay. We had a theater. We actually had a theater in one of my schools that you'd go to, and you'd get like the whatever grade class you were in. They'd get all the classes together, and boom. And then they'd show you Hiroshima, car accidents, don't drink and drive. And we're all like, I remember me and this kid named Jimmy Black sitting next to each other, and it was one of those fucking don't drink and drive ones. And Jimmy leans over to me. He goes, I don't drink. We're taking the bus. We're waiting at a bus stop. We're maybe 8 or 9, 10 years old, possibly.
Dude.
We're just like, what the? Who is this for? It's not for me. I drink soda. I drink, Now, if it would have been like, don't drink so much Pepsi, don't drink so much Coke, maybe it would have spoken a little bit more.
No. And that's what's funny, and that's just part of when the era we grew up. We saw videos like Your Testicles and You is a direct spoof on the fucking videos that they forced on us. And that's why it's so funny. So kids today, I don't know if they see that. I don't have kids. My cats don't go to school because they'll cause too much trouble.
Right.
But, hey.
They'd sleep on the teacher's desk.
Exactly. They sleep on mine. So all of that being said, and back to Johnny Dangerously, definitely check it out. It's so I love this movie. I didn't realize I'd seen it so many times. As I said earlier, I ended up quoting it almost line for line. It's like, oh my God, I've really seen this a lot.
Maroney. You quote Maroney we all do. Anybody who's a fan of this movie will quote Raymond Maroney.
You farging Eisel.
Farging Eisel. You're trampling on my farging constitutional rights.
You bastards.
Where did they send him? Because he gets deported. That's the big headline. Maroney deported to whatever.
And he says he's not from there.
Yeah, he's Swedish, right?
Yeah, he gets reported
as Swedish. He goes,
Sweden.
He says I'm not Swedish. Yes. Maroney claims he's not Swedish. Maroney's speaking with such a hard. I don't even know. I'm guessing he's supposed to be Italian.
I'm thinking Italian, given his complexion and everything.
But
chances are he was not Swedish.
that freaking language, the accent he's got. Oh,
I don't know.
Dick Butkus, whenever he's swearing at everybody, you farging bastards, I'll rip your testicles off, I'll kill you, I'll rip your balls off, I'll choke you to death with your own spleen. And he looks at the guy and goes, what the voice on it? Or listen to the mouth on that guy.
Very funny. Lots of jokes. This is a fun movie. This is I consider it a family-friendly movie. So if you have it in your library and haven't watched it in a while, go back and check. If you're looking for something to watch and you're a collector, go ahead and buy it. That's about the only way you're going to find it right now.
Which is odd, but yes.
It's odd, but I've noticed some of the movies lately are just nowhere to be found.
They're just getting rid of them for whatever reason. I don't know.
Because it costs them money, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. That's a whole nother podcast. Yeah. So speaking of other podcasts, we are rolling into the Halloween era, and we're going to crank it up a bit and probably do way more than 4 horror movies, starting with some classics. So please tune in because we are going to visit the silent film Nosferatu.
What the classic silent film Nosferatu. Not sure when that's going to drop in a couple. Sometime in October.
It's coming. It's coming.
Sometime in October, maybe.
It's coming. So hey, hang with us. We got some classic horror, some modern horror, some, I don't know, any type. We're going to play around with the Halloween stuff for a while and probably roll right into Christmas.
Yeah. So, making Christmas.
And to go back to one of our previous episodes, when we did the Muppet Christmas Carol, you had mentioned that there was some deleted scenes and a song. Disney Plus is actually putting the whole thing out now with that scene added back in.
Putting it together?
Yes, they're putting it back together.
For a while they had it, but they had it deleted. They had it as the extra scene.
It's still there now. Now they're putting it in. Like you had
mentioned, somebody
they listened to you. I
was going to say somebody listened because every fan of that movie is going like, why?
Yeah.
That song in the Disney Muppet movie, that one song puts the character of Ebenezer Scrooge in check. And you see everything comes together for that character in that one moment, in that one song. So when they take it out, you're like, wait, what happened?
I don't know why it was gone.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they're putting it back in. So obviously
breaks the flow.
Yeah. So somebody must have complained.
Thank you, God. No. We released the original 3 Star Wars movies, Star Wars Empire and Jedi, in the original form at the theater. I will go see it. Scott will go see it.
I'll go see
Everyone in the
A lot
world
of
will
people
go see it.
Yeah.
Just stop doing everything bad. We
Yeah.
want good, not
Just
bad.
stop.
Okay.
Just stop. Okay. All right. So make sure and join us next week when we have something for you. And
Yeah.
thanks again, everybody, for listening. And be on the lookout for our new endeavors that are coming your way.
That should be coming up towards the end of the year, beginning of next year, right? Or that's
Absolutely.
What we're shooting for.
2022 will be the drop of a new podcast. Hang tight.
Yes.
We will catch you next week.
Boom. Out of here.